Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review. I'm here today to talk about Black History Month. The month that is a celebration of my people, because I am a black man and everything. And it's about all our accomplishments, all the oppression that we have gone through over like centuries of living in like America and stuff like that. So I'm here today to talk to you about Lion Man, the Lion of the Jungle, the very first black superhero in a comic book. So, for the longest time, people have always assumed that Black Panther was the very first black superhero created. Because if you was to ask somebody who was the first black superhero created, they would say Black Panther. If you was to ask somebody who was a black superhero that operated out of Africa, you would say Black Panther. If you was to ask someone who was a black superhero that protected a giant like magical like metal rock type thing in their home country, you would say Black Panther. If you was to ask somebody who's a black African superhero that educated himself, knows martial arts and fights injustice and does the whole civil rights type thing and beat up like racist white people and stuff like that, you would say Black Panther. But it's not. It's actually Lion Man. See, Lion Man came out in the 1940s. Black Panther came out in the 1960s. Lion Man was created by Orrin C. Evans, and he publicated that of All-Negro comics. And so it was so that black people could have their very own superhero as well. And Lion Man fought around World War II. Lion Man's whole thing is that he lives in Africa. He has a loincloth as his costume. I believe he changes costumes later on in like his life. And he operates out of Africa. He lives on Magic Mountain, and Magic Mountain is located on top of a uranium mountain and stuff. And next thing you know, like, he educated himself, he went to college, he learned martial arts, and he fights bad guys. Now, he did have a sidekick named Bubba, and he was the first person you've ever seen in anything back in the day beating up on white people and stuff. And his whole thing was he had to protect his homeland and protect Magic Mountain because of the uranium underneath, because people wanted to get to it and they would have done bad stuff with it. This is who Black Panther is. Black Panther was created by Marvel by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Originally, he was supposed to be called Coal Man. But yeah, so basically those two ripped off Orrin's work and everything. And Marvel just ran with it, which is not surprising. You know, comic books steal from people all the time. And Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, they steal from other comic books as well. Because the X-Men was basically Doom Patrol. And over in DC, they created the Doom Patrol, a group of unusual superpowered people with like disfigurements and stuff like that, who felt like they were outcasts in the world, who looked human and stuff. And they had a mentor, a guy in a wheelchair. Next thing you know, years later, the X-Men came around. And that's basically the X-Men and stuff. So this is not uncommon for companies to like steal from one another, which is totally wrong. And it's also not uncommon, sadly, for the great Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, may they rest in peace. It just sucks that they steal from other comic books and don't give them credit. And they literally stole from that of Orrin C. Evans, and may he rest in peace. And the thing is, this dude is never credited as the first black superhero. The first black man to create the first black superhero. Because if you go to Wikipedia and you look up Black Panther, the comic, it will literally state the first black, like, superhero before all the other ones came out. But no, it's not. And Lion Man doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. Now, Oren does. And it will literally state that he created, a superhero back in the 1940s. And he was the first black superhero. This is mind-boggling because I never knew this, and I didn't know this until I was looking up the Black Panther movie for research to do my video and stuff. And then, because I was like, okay, who was the first black superhero? Was it Black Panther or Black Lightning? I couldn't remember, so I Googled it, and then boom, Lion Man came up. I'm like, who the heck is Lion Man? It is crazy how information over all these decades still is not coming out to the light of day unless you do something extreme like research and stuff. And people should know this. They should know who the first black superhero was in comics. And as great as Black Panther is, it wasn't him. It was Lion Man, created by Oren C. Evans. And the sad thing is, if you were to make a Lion Man like television or series or movie, people would just say, oh, they're just copying Black Panther and everything. And they're just like, ripping off from Marvel. And that's the sad part about it now. They should give credit for ripping off that comic book property and stuff. But knowing them, they never will. And it is really a disservice. And it's disheartening knowing that what Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and all of Marvel did. It's hard because, I respect them and stuff, but knowing stuff like this, it's just something that doesn't set right with me. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad because black people are always having stuff stolen from them, and the credit is always given to white people. Happy Black History Month, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Bye.